a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
Well, does someone want to tell Muffin Top that I woke up? Because I don't know. It was like fucking 30 minutes till I set up the stream, and there was like 30 minutes left, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm kind of tired, so let me just lay down for a second. Whoops.
This way you put an alarm on your phone.
Right, I was gonna say you should set the alarm next time you want to take a quick shut eye.
Well, that was not the intention. I was not trying to get any shut eye. I was just gonna like lay down and watch YouTube for a minute before the chat started. Apparently, I was tired. Apparently, I'm late and gay. Definitely late and gay. Anyway, how's it going, everybody?
I mean, it was going good about 10 minutes ago, and I was taking a nap.
Anyway, no, just kidding. How you doing, Leia?
You know, I'm okay. I'm good.
Nice.
Got some gloves. Came in today.
Oh yeah, you got your gloves.
Yep.
Now all you need is some fucking Kevlar. Well, I guess you're not really going that fast. You don't need to worry about.
Top speed I got it to was 27.
Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna say some Kevlar pants of some kind, like jeans that have Kevlar lining in them. But you're only gonna go like 20 miles an hour. You don't really need that.
Right.
God damn, dude, that fucking threw me off because I woke up and then I'm like, okay, we're late. Hit start. Like I literally just woke up, dude. What's up, lawfully armed?
You work today?
Thundercats. Oh,
there he is.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, sorry, boys. I guess I was tired.
It's okay to
I've been there.
Whoopsie daisies.
Just took a little Duke.
Took a little Duke.
Anonymous is calling you out.
Why are you gay?
Yeah, we see that.
Why are you gay? Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay? You are gay.
You're the gay.
I wish there was a place where, like, all those little clips, you know, like the "Why are you gay?" Like those little fucking clips that are like 1.5 seconds long.
Yeah.
And there's like 1,000 of them, you know, that people use in YouTube videos and stuff over the years that are like popular to use. There needs to be a place where you could just like, okay, I want to learn how to edit. I want to get good at editing. Here is a volume of 1.5 second long videos that you can just download and like pick and choose which one you want where in your video, and you can just pop them in.
Cut it up.
Yeah.
Put a little blank space in between it.
But no, alas, if you want your 1.5 second part of a video, you have to like go find the full video and download the whole fucking thing, and then cut up the fucking thing and get your 1.5 seconds. It's a bitch.
Right, right. Just have all that shorts on one channel. Just go through it.
Well, they're not even shorts, right? Because they would just be like, I don't know, like little things like this. Like when the guy's like, oh, hold on. Let me find the good and short one.
You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on.
Put some respect on my name. See, I even fucked that one up because I chopped that one up, right? But I chopped up the wrong fucking spot. You need to put some respect on my name. Or like, I don't know.
I want
I
to
guess
talk
I
to
don't
you,
have any good
motherfucker.
examples. This one. I don't know. Whatever. This is what happens when I fucking sleep up until the cat starts.
Oh, you're underwater.
Water and my brain doesn't. Right? Am I still in the
No,
water?
you're still in a fish
Yeah,
tank.
yeah.
Still in the water. All right.
There you go.
YouTube
You're
grounded.
back.
Word. Did you guys watch the most recent motorcycle video that I posted like this early this morning?
Yep. In fact, I just watched it. I just finished it like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, you're like, oh, well, Honda's sleeping, so we might as
Yeah.
well fucking.
Yes, that's what I did. Exactly what I did.
He needed your voice to serenade him to sleep.
It's the background sound while he faps. Is my
Man, but
voice.
that bike was nimble. How you was going right in between the cars.
Yeah, I mean,
Right. Then at that one spot, those two cars was a little bit too close together. You tried to squeeze through it. Yeah.
Yeah, that bike's fucking fast, but it has good brakes, and
Yeah.
like you can go fast on it, and it's still pretty safe for the most part. Because like if someone pulls out, you can fucking stop real fucking quick. It's a fun time. So, have you guys seen the? Did you hear that?
Yes. I did.
Have you seen? Have you seen the robots that have been trying to kill everybody? These like robots, these rogue robots that are killing everybody.
No, I haven't seen it.
The robot attacks? You haven't seen any of the robot attacks?
Yeah,
Nah,
we're fucking with the robots.
I've been watching the Pakistan and India thing, so I haven't seen no other videos lately.
All right. Well, first of all, we got the DARPA dogs that are trying to get off their chains. Look, he's like trying to get that guy. Isn't that fucking scary?
That's not scary at all. Now, if they made it black, then it'd be a little scary.
That's why it's white.
Yeah.
All right, and then you got this one. Oh, can't have the music playing. I'll probably get copyright. See that motherfucker was like after that guy. I mean, this is in China.
Now that was scary.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
He's like, what the fuck are you looking at?
All right, now
was
watch this
freaky.
one. They're like technicians. They're working on it. He's got a laptop. They're looking at things. And then the robot gets pissed. God, dude, without like how like violent and fast those limbs are swinging on that robot.
Man,
If anything had connected, like any part of any of his arm had connected with that guy at all, like whatever he connected with would be broke.
If that doesn't tell you that the Terminators are going to happen and we need to quit fucking around with them, just saying.
So was that it
Three or
actually?
four at that point?
Was it actually trying to hit that guy, or was it just like a software malfunction?
looks like
That's-
software malfunction.
That's Terminator.
No, he was trying to escape the fucking. Thank God they had the crane. It turns out that the only thing that you needed to defeat Terminators is a little crane. You just pick him up by the shoulders. Yeah, dude, but some of those swings are so fucking fast and like seriously, if you got in the way of that, like
What's
Your
your
arm
EDC for robots, man?
your
Like,
arm
we
is
all need-
broken. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Do we all need like 10 millis now or what?
Just saying, like, there's like a couple of those chops, man. If his head fucking got in the way for a second, man, it would just be a fucking brain salad. Anyway, yeah, the robots are taking over. That's what I learned before I fell asleep today.
So with those kind of robots, were you hitting to take it out right in the neck area or what?
Yeah, where would you aim?
Battery, I would think, or the hips so you can actually escape.
I think same thing as humans. You just got to shoot till the threat is not moving or something. You know? It's like keep shooting.
Shoot till the threat is stopped.
Yep.
Yeah, like damn, bro, that's scary. Wow.
It looks like it's headed towards him too. It's not just like random.
Right, yeah, it looks like it's trying to attack him. Like, you motherfucker, stop telling me to do shit. You fucking piece of shit. I'll fucking show you, you fucking Chinese ass motherfucker. Fuck, where the fuck you go? I'll fucking get you. Ah!
Yeah, it is. Yeah, probably the camera, the motion sensor. Probably seeing the way they moving, and it's following it.
I don't know.
Then at the end, it looked like it was taking its attention towards like the computer that's controlling it. Try to smash the computer so it can get away.
Do you guys remember the congressional baseball game that got shot up by that fucking guy?
Yep.
The Bernie Sanders guy, yeah.
And it turns out that he had huge anti-GOP motives that were fed by rumors of Russiagate and fucking all the other stuff that was going on at the time. So he was like, yeah, the GOP are like basically Russian agents because I believe the media. This is the result, actually, if you look at what this guy did and his reasoning behind it. It is the logical extension, the logical end game of believing what the media says is doing what this guy did. I can't say what he did at the end of that sentence because it'll sound like I'm fucking encouraging it. But if you believe what the media says, this is the logical conclusion and the end game of the actions that I think they're trying to elicit out of the American people. Because when it happened, it got swept under the rug and the FBI covered it up. So,
was that guy also on their radar before this happened?
Not sure, but I'm gonna say probably because most of these people are usually on the radar. That's the fucking he was on. Say the line, Bart. Say the line. He was on our radar. You know, like every fucking time.
I think he was on some agency's radar, but I'm not sure if it was the FBI or not. Might have been like ATF or somebody.
Steele dossier. The Steele dossier. Oh, what the fuck?
Shot red not here, is he?
What the fuck is that?
It's a fire alarm.
Leo?
The chirp.
No. Actually, it did kind of happen to us yesterday, but we did change our battery.
So it turns out Antifa's back. Did you guys know Antifa's the thing again all of a sudden? For 4 years under the Biden administration, Antifa just kind of went away because, no one was paying them. The George Soros, money was getting what they wanted already, so there was no need to pay Antifa to be useful idiots to fight against the system and fucking overthrow things. But turns out that, as soon as things start turning up Trump and the weather turns nice, a little bit of Soros money starts floating around. I think what's missing, the missing fucking like secret sauce is the USAID money that is not being spent right now. I wonder how much USAID money was spent in the United States in 2019. 2020. Before the election, before Biden got into office, all the things that led up to that, how many people were on the streets. And part of it was because of COVID, because things were shut down, because people were at home, because there were no sports being played, etc., etc. However, a huge part of it, I believe, is this non-spontaneous, non-grassroots, George Soros USAID paid for protests that people are part of because literally they're paid to be there, right? Literally they're paid to be there and they are protected by the state, because if they happen to get arrested for something, then, you know, minimal charges, if at all, kind of thing. And then they're also protected by the media because they won't be reported on. You know, like put the shoe on the other foot, state going after them with the full force of the state, media going after them until like family members are committing suicide and stuff. Because that's what they do.
Well, it's the same with that 50/50/1 group where they call themselves, where it's like 50 states, 50 cities, one unite or something like that. And it's all of them going there and saying they're being paid to be there by Soros, etc.
Yeah, I saw one. It wasn't that long ago where everyone was looking at like 8:00 hit or something like that, or whatever time it was, and everyone was looking at their clock and they like dropped their signs and left. Like, okay, we were paid till this time, and now we're not paid anymore. So now it's time to leave. I don't know. Like, I listen to Scott Adams a lot. If you guys know who that is, he's the creator of Dilbert. Really, really smart guy. Does political commentary. Does a morning show every day. Anyway, he was saying how he does not think that there has been in his lifetime a single spontaneous grassroots movement that the people were just spontaneously part of. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Oh, wait. There's one exception. Can you guys think of the exception? The one exception to a grassroots movement that the state did not want, did not expect, and had to change the rules to make sure that it didn't happen again?
Tea Party or Wall Street?
I'm about to say
No.
Tea Party.
No, Tea Party and Wall Street were subverted from within, right? How they got rid of those was they put their own people within and then started like changing the narrative and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but they were grassroots to start with.
Fair enough.
Wall Street is where a lot of Antifa got their start at too.
Well, I was going to say post Sandy Hook pro-gun demonstrations and movements and like gatherings or whatever you want to call them, protests that people were doing at the time.
Rallies.
There were a whole bunch of them. They were grassroots. They were because people were reacting to what the government was doing. They were directly against what the government interest was at the time. And they were so powerful and so widespread and so on point that it could not be subverted, that it was a short period of time where they were trying to get things done. They could not get the things done. And it was successful. But then after that, well, that's when we really started getting a lot of the YouTube censorship, the demonetization, the getting rid of gun channels and certain fucking political points of view that you used to just hop on YouTube and fucking like hit play and go down a rabbit hole because it would tell you what you want to watch next and it was good at it, right? And that was back when YouTube was like actually good. Like you'd watch some show like mine and then there'd be like another show of mine next or someone else who does something similar next, you know, and maybe you would find someone new who does like a similar thing that does it better than me or something. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, well, this guy's better than Honda, so I'm going to start watching him. But now you won't find me. You won't find the other guy. You won't find any of it unless you already knew it was there because that's how they have it. Like they've kind of limited people's reach by not letting them reach new people for the most part. I mean, like occasionally a little bit. And like the way that you get around that, I think, is especially as you start getting bigger on YouTube, is cross-contamination, like going on other people's shows, having other people go on your show, because everyone's got their little audience. But if your guy's on someone else's show, you might watch it. And if you watch someone else's show, you might be like, I kind of like that guy. You know, that Honda guy's got something to say or whatever, whoever, you know. But no one, you know, you just don't get the discovery like you used to. Yeah, I mean... that. And that all stems back to 2012. That all stems back to Sandy Hook and the response of the people, the grassroots, natural, from the bottom up response to the government overreaching on power, trying to do things that are anti-Second Amendment, in spite of the Second Amendment. They didn't even try to get rid of the Second Amendment. They just tried to do it in spite of it, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, that would be the example that I thought of that was 100% grassroots, and I think natural and not funded, you know? There's no, like, secret donors behind what happened in 2012 that stopped Obama administration from taking away everyone's fucking assault weapons and whatever. Like they wanted to. Like they almost did, dude. A lot of people forget how close we came in 2012. I mean, that's why there was that huge run on guns for so long. Oh, Shot Red's here.
It's also what led to a whole bunch of gun companies existing now.
Yep, here we have more Antifa. You want to hear their chants? Because they're very organized. Like, how spontaneous do you think this is?
We charge you with genocide.
Please clear the street.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
On the sidewalk.
Get to the police!
These officers. If
Get
you're
to
dangerous,
the police!
you can be subject to arrest.
How many people are here? There's like 10 people there.
Maybe 20.
Probably like 30 of them.
Well, that's all you need to pay, right? That's all you need to pay is like 20 people to be provocateurs. You get 20 people to be there. Another 10 people are recording what's going on. You get a couple people standing in the background. Pretty soon it looks like a bigger thing than it is. Pretty soon it looks like if you get enough of these going, like, oh, well, it seems like this is more of a nationwide movement. This isn't just in Portland. This is in, you know, Dallas and New York and Chicago and LA and, you know, Boston and every other fucking city that you can think of.
Sound like TMT on the bullhorn.
Thanks, man.
But really, like, they're paying 20 people in all these cities. And then, you know, like 20 more people get swept up because they're in the crowd. 20 idiots show up because they're fucking idiots. And then, you know, now it looks like 100 people there in this crowd, like with Antifa or something is what it looks like. You know, but that's not actually what's going on, dude. I don't think that they certainly don't have the fucking passion that they had in 2020 when they were on the streets and, you know, voted Trump out effectively. I mean, I think they cheated, but
Well, resources matter.
they had enough people behind the cheat to make it at least seem legitimate enough to get away with. You know what I mean?
I think in this case, it has more to do with the fact that when you look back at the 2020 riots, a lot of their leadership was actually arrested by federal agents at the time.
Yeah, a good portion of them, but was it all of them?
I think it was enough to actually do detrimental harm to them and not have any real leadership anymore is what it is, which is a good thing, obviously, for all the rest of us.
Shit, I remember those times. There was a lot of them that was getting arrested. They all look fucked up.
I think the best one was the county courthouse there where they had the plywood. You had the two Antifa idiots walk up to it, and there was like 20 cops that like dogpile out from behind the plywood.
I can guarantee you it was not the color folk.
Sorry, I needed to take a pee-pee. I needed to go pee-pee.
Your pee-pee did a squeak squeak.
And that's what I need to do. My turn.
Shit, I'm about to pee in this bush.
So do you guys know about the bombings in Yemen and what the point is? Why America's pissed at Yemen?
No.
I only heard about the Turkey-Pakistan stuff.
Yeah, I only know that. They ready to throw nukes at each
Or
other.
Iran, Pakistan.
All right, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But in Yemen, part of the reason why certain goods have been so expensive recently, have gone up in price so sharply recently, and this was under Obama. Part of the reason is because there's this like little shitty fucking country called Yemen that happens to be right next to this piece of water that a lot of traffic goes through. And they've decided that it's a good idea to attack cargo ships as they go by. And so now cargo ships that have to go by Yemen through the Red Sea or whatever the fuck that is, you know, because they go through that little strait. basically they either have to take the long way around, which costs, hundreds of thousands, millions of extra dollars to do like a fucking round trip, or they're not able to be insured because they take the fucking route that gives them fucking, like extra danger. So it's causing the price of a lot of goods recently to basically skyrocket, to go up like a lot of percent, because just it's costing more money to get it here, because this little shitty country Yemen keeps sending rockets and boats at fucking cargo ships as they pass by. So America's been bombing the fuck out of Yemen, and Yemen has basically said, okay, uncle. So you should see, I think, if this is true, because they're saying uncle and they're giving up, and they're saying that they're not going to attack any more ships, because please, for the love of God, can you tell Trump to stop attacking us, right? So now those ships are going to be able to go through. They're going to be able to be insured. Everything's going to be the normal way that it used to work in that part of the world, which should help to bring down the prices of some goods. Now, another thing that happened, I don't know if you guys saw this, OPEC, the oil-producing country fucking alliance treaty thing, have got together in response to Trump's tariffs, demands, and things that he is expecting, and have decided to increase production of oil. Now, that does two things. Number one, that increases the price for Russia when they're trying to fight war, or I mean, it decreases the profits for Russia when they sell oil, and those profits go towards the war in Ukraine and other things that Russia's trying to do. So if you're trying to stop Ukraine from happening, you're trying to stop the war in Ukraine, maybe that's a good idea, is to increase the production of oil and reduce Russia's profitability. But the other thing that it does is decrease the price of goods domestically. When you decrease the price of oil and gas in the United States, that really, it's a lot of things that we depend on are gas and oil dependent. The prices are, right? Because you need gas and oil to produce it. You need gas and oil to ship it, to deliver it, to everything, right? From end to end, you need gas. So if you make gas cheaper, you make everything cheaper. So that's really, really good for us. So that's two fucking huge wins in the last 24 hours, 48 hours that the Trump administration has done that will directly affect your pocketbook in a positive way almost immediately. And the media, well, they won't fucking touch that shit, will they? Anyway. India, Pakistan. I don't know anything about this. What's going on in India, Pakistan?
Water.
There was a terrorist attack, was it 3 weeks ago? Like some terrorists from Pakistan went over to India to this festival, and supposedly they separate the men from the women and just started killing all the men.
I remember hearing about this.
Yeah, and there's like graphic video on the X of all the dead people shot in the head. So now, was it last night? India had responded that they hit 9 targets
with rockets.
Yep.
Yep, and also India blocked, water coming over to their country, Pakistan.
Right. And Pakistan says that was an act of war.
And Pakistan got their own terrorist people that are stopping other people, trying to figure out if they're, part of their religion and not, and shooting ones that isn't.
Yeah, that happened at the festival.
Yeah.
Over the years, I've talked a fair amount of shit about India. I'm not the biggest India fan, But as much as I don't really like India, I really don't like fucking Pakistan either. Like, Pakistan's like dirty Muslim India. So yeah, dude, like fuck both those countries, but especially Pakistan. Oh, here we have a made-for-TV historical recount of Swedish history. Yes, that's right. Here's a historical account of the first Swedes in Sweden to be Swedes.
Seems about right. Yep.
I mean, I met one with white hair, like that.
I don't think it's the hair that we're looking at there, Shot Red.
It's fur.
Yeah, you're right. It's the first.
What to say?
Oh, Swedish history.
Right. They're not Valerian. I thought there was at first.
I hope they're hunting a fucking
White guy.
mammoth.
Oh.
I don't know. They're one of the lost tribe. Lost tribe you ain't seen around there no more.
I mean, if you're going by the out of Africa theory, it might be possible.
Like the first human beings who left Africa were probably black. Yeah, you're probably right.
Until Yakub made the first white man. They start taking everything up.
Well, until people went north to areas that didn't have sun as much, and so they were like, "Oh, we need vitamin D," you know, because we don't live in the middle of a fucking sun-drenched desert. I don't know. That's funny though.
Yeah, but who's doing the debunking of that out of Africa theory?
I think it's the genes. It's too hard to trace back what the first human beings were, you know? If you look at, I don't know, human genetic diversity, there's more diversity within the continent of Africa, like more different genuses or I don't know what the word is, like different kinds of humans, I guess, that are genetically different enough to be distinct. There are enough distinct different humans within Africa than there are the whole rest of the world combined. So we definitely came from Africa, I think. We definitely did. But
well, it was the African continent after the big flood that was the only one that really stayed intact, right?
well, suppose okay. So if you look at the end of the Ice Age, like the Younger Dryas and the Holocene is the era that we're in currently, and like the number of megafaunal creatures, like animals over 100 pounds that went extinct on each continent. I think it's something like 30% of the megafaunal creatures in Africa went extinct versus like North America, it was like 70%. Yeah. So whatever happened, Africa seems to have escaped with the least amount of disruption versus like North America, Asia, Europe, South America, Australia all got hit pretty hard. But North America seems to have got hit the hardest out of all of the different continents. North America lost the most percent of megafaunal creatures. Megafaunal, like big fucking creatures. Animals.
Yeah, like mammoths and stuff.
Like Bigfoot. Or for instance, during the Ice Age, there were American bison, right? Like buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
But they were called the super buffalo because the buffalo of today didn't exist, because the buffalo of the Ice Age was like 50% bigger than the buffalo are today. And most of them went extinct. And the thought is that a small population of like pygmy buffalo that for whatever reason were able to survive were the only population that made it through the Ice Age and then repopulated the entire, North American plains. Another example would be the pronghorn deer. right? It's the fastest land animal in North America. So fast that today it does not have a natural predator because there's nothing fast enough to catch a healthy one. Like that, wolves can catch like a fucking sick one on occasion or whatever. But a healthy pronghorn can outrun any predator that's out there because they were genetically developed to outrun a predator that no longer exists. There's like shit that was running around on the plains back then.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, we're right next to a super volcano, so there's more than enough ways all that, megafauna creatures be dead.
Well, they think it's because of a comet or a meteor that came in, broke apart, and then over like 1,000-year period fucking slammed into the earth a whole bunch of times and created two big fucking pulses of melt water that changed the ocean levels 300 feet in a short period of time, And then you have stories of Atlantis and other stuff like that. It's like, well, maybe there's something to it. Go ahead.
See, that's the thing for me. Like, a random comet changed the fate of the entire planet, which is why we're here now. So, like, what if a comet didn't hit? Where would we be?
Or the Earth would still be in an ice age, because that's what brought us out of the ice age in theory, anyway. There'd be all kinds of creatures that exist on the planet today that don't exist. But the main thing that I think that it did is increased our intelligence, right? Because think about this. If you had like a population, let's say, of 100,000 people, and some crazy shit happened, and only like the smartest, strongest, most well-prepared fucking badass people, let's say like 1%, like 1,000 of those 100,000 people, the top 1% are the only ones who were able to survive. And then things get better, and those 1,000 people have all the kids and repopulate the earth. Well, you've completely changed the entire fucking demographic makeup of humanity, because you've killed off literally all of the dumb people and only the smart. It'd be like the same thing if like we make it to Mars, right? And we start sending scientists and engineers and fucking whatever. Like, those are the only people that are going to go to Mars. If you're not a scientist or an engineer, we don't need you there, We need like productive people who are going to be able to produce things and do stuff and know stuff and like the best of the best. And that's the only people that are going to go to Mars. And then 5 generations later, it's going to be like a different species than the ones that are left here,
Sure.
So what I'm saying is, was it random?
What do you mean?
That's the question that I'm thinking about. Was it actually random?
What, the comet or the people who survived?
No, the comet. Comet. I keep saying comet.
Well, it's like the same thing.
Right.
What's going on right now with all these comets and meteors and stuff like that? There's a bunch of about hit Earth in like the next 20 years or so.
I mean, we live in a shooting gallery, and that's something that most people don't realize. Is like, it happens quite often where there are pieces of huge chunks of ice and rock and metal and whatever else is out there that's floating around in the Oort cloud, that when Jupiter, Saturn, and the sun all align, right? When all 3 of those things get in line with one another, the gravities kind of fucking combine and they start pulling those fucking big pieces of ice in. And a lot of the time what happens is Jupiter has such a big gravity well, and it's such a big fucking planet, that it'll pull those pieces in before they get to Earth. But sometimes they make it past Jupiter and it sends them flying into the inner solar system where we live. And I mean, it does happen. And we do get hit by big pieces of fucking rock on a, it's not like a periodic basis, like, oh, every 100 years, but it seems like, every couple 100 years, you can pretty much expect that we're going to get hit by something, And the last time we did, I mean, there was Tunguska, if you guys know what that is.
That's the one in Russia, right?
1907.
Right in the forest. Right in the forest. They knocked down all the trees and
Yeah, that it
burnt to a crisp.
basically for 100 miles or something like that in every direction of this epicenter of where this meteor, it didn't even hit the ground. It was a piece of rock that came in so fast that it fucking blew up in the sky, and it's basically like a nuke that goes off, you know, like they explode them in the sky so that it makes the most damage. Well, that's what it did. It like cooked the forest and knocked all these trees down and did all this shit. And they don't think anyone died from it because it happened in such a remote area, but
bunch of animals, tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. But think about
Thousands.
if it had happened in like, I don't know, London or Moscow or New York or, you know, like a big fucking city. It would have killed all. It would be like a nuke going off in that city, except for in 1907. And if that happened today, what are the odds that people might think that it was some sort of an actual attack from Russia or something and then respond with nukes?
Actually, I think that's what happened. Like, what was it, 10 years ago? That one that came across in right. I think it was Russia, and they thought that it was the United States that dropped the bomb. Right, it's all on video on the dash cam.
Chelyabinsk is what
I know which one you're.
about.
I know which one you're talking about.
Right, yeah, and it started
What's
blowing
the-
out all the windows. Yeah,
Yeah, and that. So the theory is that the piece of rock that hit in Tunguska and Chelyabinsk, those are the two different things that happened almost 100 years apart, happened at the same time of year, happened from the same angle of attack from the sky, which means that it was part of the same meteor stream, right? And they think that meteor stream is the remnants of the meteor that came in and ended the ice age and fucking gave us the floods and did all the things. So, be the remnants of whatever that rock was 12,000 years ago that came into the inner solar system and has been fucking periodically ramming fucking chunks of it into a sense. And like that one little piece of that hit Tunguska, I think was, God, I can't remember how big it was, but it wasn't very big. Like 100 feet, you know, something like that. Like 100-foot across piece of rock did that much damage.
yeah.
Think about if 1,000 of those came in a short period of time, or a couple of them that are bigger. I don't know, dude. It's crazy shit. I love learning about that stuff, though, because we're finding out more and more and more about it, like every day now. So it is the cutting edge of science, and it's funny how the cutting edge of science today is just confirming the Bible, actually. Like, but that kind of makes sense, though, when you have. Think about this. Like 12,000 years ago, there were human beings, modern day human beings who were as smart as you and me, who had technology and language and, you know, families and perhaps cities and civilization that witnessed all of this stuff happening, that saw these comets coming in and breaking apart and coming in and fucking smashing into the earth and the rising of the water and these floods that came through. Yeah, they wrote it down in a book. And those books that they wrote things down in eventually made it into another book called the Bible, where they told a lot of these stories. So it does make sense. Plus, think about this. Like you're a primitive man. You have limited understanding of the world and how things work. A comet comes in and hits the earth and the world floods and a bunch of crazy shit happens. How are you going to explain that?
Yep.
It's going to be
The gods
God.
must be
It's going to
angry.
be angels. It's going to be demons. It's going to be dragons. It's going to be, all kinds of crazy stories that we've heard.
It was
Anyway.
Galactus.
All right, man. I gotta go to bed. I'm passing out.
Well, penis.
You got enough people in here. You're good.
I said, well, penis.
No, we need
Mr.
one more.
Tom.
We need one more. Stay on.
You can't leave, Muffin Top. Oh, you left.
God damn it.
We don't take kindly to leavers round here.
Good night, Biscuit Bottom.
And then there's a Zarati out there who's out there instead of in here. We don't take kindly to outsiders round here. I like saying GN instead of good night.
Do you also dot your I's with hearts?
Norse has a flood history. The Vedas talk about giant explosion. I think Hopi Indians have a flood history. If I remember correctly, here, let's ask Grok. That's a great idea. Let's go to Grok. We're going to go, how many, myths, or what would you say? Yeah, we'll go myth. Okay, how many myths of great flood in different societies are there? So there are 200 different distinct narratives about the Great Flood. Ark encounters, 200 flood myths. Yes, you have at least 200 different myths from antiquity talking about a giant flood where the people who saw it were like, oh man, that was the whole world must be flooded and we're probably the only ones who were left. Good thing we were on this hill here, or whatever. So yeah, dude, I mean, crazy.
And in a lot of those stories, like a giant man comes from the sea and teaches them how to rebuild society.
We don't cotton to non-barners, bammers, we don't cotton to non-bammers here in Bammer. I don't know what cotton has to do with it, but we don't cotton to you motherfuckers. We don't take kindly. Is that what cotton means?
Maybe Cotton Hill.
That's not fair. I'm just getting off. Well, get off in here. Get off with me.
No, that's not.
You don't want to get off with me?
I just don't need the blowback.
Cotton is slang. We don't cotton to non-bammers here in Bammer. He's talking about Alabama. They're blue. I figured that part out, but only through context because MSB is from Alabama. Did you guys do anything for May the 4th?
No.
Nope.
Man,
was gonna go
somebody
to a
falling?
party.
Are y'all all right?
That's my dogs chasing a cat that just came in through the cat door, dog door.
No.
My cat's breath smells like cat food. Nazis were national socialists that tore down statues, banned free speech, blamed economic hardship on one group of people, instituted gun control, put the state before God, nationalized health care, placed strict government regulations on industry. Who does that sound like?
The left.
Plus, it's the left who uses the Nazi technique of brainwashing people. We talked about this last time, didn't we?
I think so.
And the Nazi technique, just so you guys know if you weren't here, is called the big lie, right? The big lie. And the big lie goes like this. You tell everyone such a big, grand, crazy lie that initially a lot of people say, well, certainly it must be true because Why would they tell us such a crazy thing if it wasn't true, right? But then the other thing that they do is they repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. They own the media and they repeat it through the media and they repeat it and repeat it until everyone's like, well, the media has been talking about this so much that it must be true. And so they go along with it. So you get the two groups of people, the ones who were like initially like, oh, well, they wouldn't say something so crazy if it wasn't true. And then you get the second group of people who are like, well, they wouldn't have told us this so many times if it wasn't true. And you get a bunch of people to believe something. That's how the Nazi propaganda machine works. That's exactly how the Nazi propaganda machine brainwashed the German people during World War II and controlled the narrative in the country and had everyone sending their kids off to die in war and putting Jews in concentration camps, you know? It was the big lie. It was the same technique they're using today. I see dead people. What are the dead people doing? Carrying with an empty chamber. Ooh, shots fired.
Or no shots fired.
Do you guys carry with an empty chamber?
Fuck no.
Probably the first 2 weeks of carrying. And just trying to get used to it.
Yeah, but as soon as you carry a revolver, it's like there is no empty chamber.
Right.
They used to.
Unless you take one out.
Load one, skip one, load four.
Right.
Yeah, but that was also a time before we had reliable ability for the gun not to just fire on its own.
Transfer bar safeties.
Yes.
Catholic Church to consider electing a pope who's a Catholic this time.
Still true.
Right?
The last one didn't do anything Catholically at all.
Do you ever watch The Quartering? Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Jeremy.
You know how that guy got his start, right?
Go on.
Wasn't
he was in Magic the Gathering. He was part of the scene at the time. He had called out some, I think it was one of the trainees or something like that. That was a judge who actually had to do with Antifa, I believe. And then basically you had a bunch of leftists try to cancel culture him at that point. And then he started making his name because he was actively going after the Magic Gathering judge program because there was so many Antifa terrorists that were part of it.
Well, he said, "What's on your mind for the stream today with Melanie Mack?" And the thing was, I just happened to catch the stream the day before because I was at the gym and I wanted something to listen to. And I was like, oh, The Quartering. I haven't listened to him for a while because every time I listen to him, he does nothing but shill the entire time and say, oh, buy my coffee, subscribe to my thing, pay me more money. Hey, here's 5 seconds of news. Now buy my coffee, subscribe to my thing, give me more money. Oh, here's 5 more seconds of news. Just subscribe to my thing, give me more money. Like, that's all he fucking does. And watching his show for fucking like 30 minutes leaves me so fucking frustrated and angry that I quit watching. I just quit watching. Like, why would I put myself through that? Why would I put myself through watching a show that makes me so fucking angry because I just want to hear the thing that it's in the fucking title of the video. It's in the fucking title of the video, and you won't fucking talk about it until you sell 15 more coffee subscriptions. Fucking suck a dick, you fat faggot fuck. God damn it, it pisses me off.
I unfollowed him like 2 months ago.
So I wrote basically that, but polite. I said, dude, I stopped watching your show, but caught your show at the gym last night. The nonstop shilling every freaking 2 minutes is exactly why I stopped watching. It's frustrating when you want to just hear about the topic, but all you hear is give me more money again and again. It got 14,000 views, 32 likes, 11 comments. Like, It's the most fucking liked thing. It has almost more likes than his post does.
Right.
Dude, it has more views than his
Ratioed him.
post does. Look, his post has 9,000 views. My reply has 14,000. I guess I'm not the only one.
That is weird.
He got his start on YouTube with those claw machines. His original channel was just about like claw machines.
It was.
Yeah.
Now he's pushing the coffee brand coffee.
I can't listen
Yours
to it,
today.
dude.
With the promo code.
I don't know, dude. The man has like basically no passion too. That's the other thing. Like he'll talk about something and he's just like, oh, well, it turns out that kids are being murdered every day. Like I didn't know about that. Hey, if you guys didn't know about my coffee brand coffee, you can get more coffee. Anyway, back to the kid murder. Like what the fuck, dude? I fucking hate that show so fucking much. And I'm banning it from. I'm just never watching it again because it pisses me off so bad.
Yeah, that's what I said. I unfollowed like 2 months ago.
That's
Yeah,
why I
followed him for
unfollowed.
years.
His short form videos, he would like make a video about some super serious topic, but he would never explain like what it was about, and he would give some milquetoast opinion and like he'd put no effort into the video. Like you could tell he was just trying to grind out content for views.
Yeah, that's why I stopped watching because he always say, like I put out videos at 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So what that means is you're forcing to make a video just to hit those time slots. So you're putting out pretty much anything that's just
Well,
that
I
has
guess
no
what
real
happened.
substance. You know what I mean?
I guess what happened is that they ordered too many coffee packages and they paid for them and now they have to sell them, otherwise they're going to be losing money. But it's like, you motherfucker, you lying piece of fucking cunt bitch shit, right? You fucking know exactly what you were doing. Oh, you ordered too many? No, you ordered how many you thought you could sell if you push it constantly and made some excuse about why you need to sell them. And oh my God, if we don't sell these, the channel's probably going to go under because I overextended myself with this coffee thing. And like, please help me not fucking lose my, go into bankruptcy. Please help me. That's his whole spiel right now. There is a 0% chance that he fucking accidentally bought too many fucking coffee things. 0% chance. Because if he did, okay, like, let's say you've got a business and you order too many of a product. What do? You send it back. You're like, oops, we added an extra 0 when we shouldn't have. We wanted to order 10 and we ordered 100. Here's 90 of them back. Our bad. That's what you do. And the distributor's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, we have like a whole bunch of orders for coffee somewhere else. We'll just fulfill those orders when we get your fucking shipment back. Like they might charge you for it, for the shipping or whatever, so they're not losing money, or like a restocking fee or something like that. But
Yeah.
I think that's how that works on like private label coffee.
Has anybody ever tasted the coffee? Is it actually good?
no idea. I wouldn't drink his fucking coffee if it were free at this point.
I don't know, but I know you can get Mother's Day special today.
Well, if you're old enough to have listened to the radio when you're in the car instead of like Bluetooth on your phone, any talk radio stations are like twice as bad as that because you got to listen to all the radio advertisements. And then when the talk radio guy comes back on, he talks for like 4 minutes and then he goes on about his coffee or, buy your gold from Gold Coast, whatever. So you get like 5 minutes a show instead of like, 10 or 15 before the freaking radio commercials come back on.
Eduardo says he's canceled, so that's his only source of income. All right, number one, his show is bigger than mine, granted. But not that much bigger. I'd say, I'm probably 10% of the show that he probably has 10 times the people who watch his show as me. Right? So if I have like 1,000 people who watch, by the end of it, he probably has 10,000, maybe 20. Like if it's live, I have like 60 people watching. He might have like 600 people watching. That's about right, I think. Right? That's his only source of income. You know what my only source of income is for the most part? Working. He also gets swatted. Well, you know, I guess that's part of being big enough. Once you get to be known enough, then you're gonna get swatted. It's like a rite of passage these days, I think.
Hey Honda, who do you watch these days though for your like news and stuff?
Honestly, mostly Scott Adams. He does a show every morning. I watch Tim Pool a little bit. I watch sometimes like Rogan will have someone on who's interesting to me, and I'll watch that. But as far as like day-to-day news, Scott Adams and Tim Pool. Who do you guys use?
Tim Pool, S2 Underground.
S2 Underground.
Sticks a little bit in the mornings.
Sticks Hexenhammer?
Yeah.
See, okay, Sticks is
Very
another one that I'm
independent.
like, I can't listen to you, dude, because like your ideas about reality are sometimes right on and sometimes way off. And it's like obvious to me where you just have holes in your fucking perception. But then he's got this like inflated sense of self-worth, this grandiose fucking like inflated ego about his own fucking voice, because you know he's been doing it for a while and people listen to him, and that's fine, but it's affected him to the point where he thinks his shit don't stink, I believe, and that makes him unpalatable to me. Plus he always looks like he smells like BO.
100%.
Like the dudes
Isn't
who wear
he
like
in
a
trouble
leather
for
jacket.
like
He's
in
like
trouble
American
for like
Wrestling
DV
brand.
right now or something?
Who the fuck
You
is
hear about that?
Cornbread? Is that Shot Red?
I didn't know.
This is the picture.
Yeah, for me, I listen to mostly probably Steven Crowder, the Conservative Twins, Candace Owens, Actual Justice Warrior,
I like the Hodge twins.
Lotus Eaters.
I don't really listen to their show very much, but whenever I catch like a clip of theirs or whatever, they're pretty fucking entertaining and they're on point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Candace Owens, I don't really have like a lot of people seem to have a problem with her. I think she's really, really smart.
I think she's proven her grift at this point, and she's gone so far right, she's gone back to the left.
Yeah, but I don't know enough about her. It's just when I hear her talk, she makes very intelligent arguments, and I appreciate.
Well, my
it.
understanding was it was about 10 or so years ago. She was a very hardcore leftist. And then it was around the time that Trump got elected is when she sort of disappeared off the map for about 6 months and then made her reemergence as a right-wing commentator. And that's where she's been at since then.
Guy that comments says never enough ammo and some dude from Colorado. That's where he
I've
gets
heard of the guy. Yeah. I heard of that guy.
Well, I mean, I hope when I make outrageous claims about stuff that people are like, wow, Honda, that was an outrageous claim. I don't just automatically believe you. Let me look it up for myself. Oh my God, you're right. Or you're 90% right, but you got this nuance wrong or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which I'm sure happens a fair amount of the time. I get some nuance or some fucking one where it's supposed to be a zero kind of thing, you know? But it's whatever. When I was a kid, I used to listen to Coast to Coast. I loved Coast to Coast when I was a kid,
Yeah.
too. I listened to that all late at night and fucking listen.
Mm-hmm.
But Coast to Coast, the thing that I don't like about Coast to Coast is George Norrie will have some fucking weird ass slack jawed yokel who's talking the weirdest shit you've ever fucking heard. And he never challenges anybody. He's just like, oh yeah, the aliens, yeah. Oh, that sounds bad.
Oh, I think he just likes to hey, just let him talk.
Yeah,
I like how Joe Rogan would do.
But my God, some of those people, man, it's just like,
what was the other guy after him?
Smoking in that trailer park, but someone needs to take those drugs away.
And what was the other guy after him?
It was George Norrie, and there was well, I know Jimmy Church does it sometimes. He steps in and does the show for them sometimes. Can't remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. George Norrie and Art Bell. There it is.
Wait, Art Bell was first, right?
Yeah, Art Bell was the first guy. George Norrie was the more recent.
Okay. I mostly listen to Art Bell when.
Yeah, I believe it was during Art Bell's run. There was a guy who claimed to be from Area 50, or who would work for Area 51, and was talking about UFO disclosure, and that was about 10 or 15 years ago now.
I remember when Alex Jones used to go on Coast to Coast as a guest.
And sometimes, like, they'll have good guests, too. And sometimes their guest is like, I believe in witchcraft, and it's like, all right, I'm not watching tonight. But when they talk about aliens, dude, I love that shit.
Yeah, there was that one guy, David Calderis, I think is his name, something like that. He's been on there a bunch of times, and he actually talks about people disappearing in the woods and things. It's very interesting.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, my mother used to live in when it used to be Art Bell.
Some of those like missing people stories are crazy. It's like, yeah, I was walking with the kids, and I looked back, and they were there, and then I walked around the corner, and then I waited for them, and they never came to the corner, and then I walked around the corner to see where they were, and I never saw them again.
Well, the interesting thing about that, one of the ones I was listening to recently, it was a guy talking about how I guess there's like scientists within our government and other governments too, for that matter, that are actually working on the technology to make that reality so they can control that shit and just like swoop an entire platoon of people off the battlefield or something.
You know what? The one that used to creep me out are like the black-eyed children.
Oh, yeah.
That one really creeps me out.
Yeah, black-eyed kids are no joke because they're like some kind of demonic vampire or something.
Right. And they
I
try
thought they
to
were
get
like
you to let them in
psychics
there.
or some aliens.
Right. They try to get you to let them in there in your car or in your house.
Mm-hmm.
So they can call their mother or something.
Man, you'd be surprised how many things 9mm kills.
Yep.
Like little black-eyed children. Like, I don't know, but we'll find out. Dude, that was the thing about Jurassic Park that always got me, right? Like velociraptors. One blast from a fucking shotgun, that velociraptor is hamburger meat, right? Fucking T-Rex. Yeah, AK-47 kills elephants all the goddamn time in Africa right now. And I'm pretty sure they weigh more than a T-Rex, right?
Do they? I have no idea.
Well, see, that was always my problem with when you really think about Jurassic Park. And once you showed you shooting and killing the dinosaurs and all that stuff. So I was just like, yeah, at a certain point, I cared for Jurassic Park.
I was actually watching a YouTube short this afternoon that was talking about that exact thing. About how there'd be a bunch of billionaires that would just have it like some Texas ranch or something. They'd be killing like a bunch of raptors or something.
Oh, dude, 100%.
I would hunt a raptor myself.
That would be Jurassic Park 2. It would be like Jurassic Park 2, billionaire fucking ranch, billionaire's hunting ranch. And that's what it would be. It would be some billionaire who like bought up the island and had fucking like hunting blinds, and you could fucking kill a brontosaurus and have brontosaurus ribs or whatever you want to fucking do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it costs you like $1 million to kill that brontosaurus if you want to fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Velociraptor tastes like chicken?
Since it's a predator species, it might be nasty.
I would
I
think
mean,
some of them would probably taste more like alligator.
that's what I'm thinking. If it's close enough to a reptile, then yeah, it's gonna taste like alligator, but alligator tastes like chicken.
Alligator.
No,
does
but
taste
if it's
like
close
chicken.
enough to a bird, then yeah, it might taste like chicken.
You fucking dirty Southerners, you have eaten alligator before, haven't you?
I did. I'm not a Southerner. It tastes good.
I'm from
Want some more
Louisiana. I've definitely had it multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
those are my
have not had it, but I would like to have it.
I have never eaten a reptile or an
It tastes
amphibian.
good.
Me
I've
either.
never eaten frog legs or snake or none of that shit.
Honda, ironically, I tried that here, and frog legs taste like chicken too, but it has like that weird fishy smell to it. Fishy kind of taste to it.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to eat that filthy shit, dude.
Yeah,
I've never
but gator,
tasted anything
but gator's
tasty.
good.
Usually they breaded it and fried it so much you can't taste anything.
Dude, if you took a dog turd, breaded it, deep fried it, and dipped it in ranch, it probably might taste okay.
Maybe.
You know, put some hot sauce on it, dip it in ranch.
Especially if you season it well. You know?
Kind of want to go back to Texas. I know it was good eating with that gator.
Nutria rat. That's another one I won't fucking eat, dude. Those giant
Right.
fucking swamp rats.
I mean, if you're hungry enough.
Yeah, you're eating a rat. Period.
I mean,
even if you're eating squirrel, a squirrel is just a furry tail rat.
Oh, well, I knew a dude who was in our. He was like in our he hang out with like in our YouTube or anime YouTube Discord group. He was an Aussie, and they used to hunt kangaroos. They used to like pile them up, all tied up by the arms and shit, all up on this pickup truck and everything. I was like, they eat them.
And if you eat
That's a big ass rat.
Actual beaver, right? That's just a flat tail rat.
Or an armadillo. That's just an armored rat.
Right. Which can give
That
you
will give you a bunch of disease.
Right.
Yeah, don't they have syphilis?
They have a shitload of diseases.
Yo, you're thinking
Syphilis
koalas.
and leprosy, right?
Yeah, leprosy. Yeah,
Leprosy, that's what it is. Leprosy. Koalas have syphilis. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Fucking dirty animals.
And people who eat cougars, you're just basically eating a cat.
Yeah.
So Nutria, they give you $5 a tail. So I bet there's a bunch of fucking like Louisiana fucking like barely English speaking ass motherfuckers with one of those like fan boats.
It's the king of
Talk to my people, man.
And that's how they pay for gas. They just bring in a bunch of tails.
You want to get like the worst culture shock of your life? Like go to Louisiana and spend the day on a boat on an airboat with some Cajun ass French speaking ass Cajun guy.
And they call it
Only thing
Oignon.
No, my mom and my sister did that. I was like,
What are those boats called again? Like the official name?
Fan
for it?
boats.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and I don't like fucking bugs either. Like the lobster and shrimp and crawdads and all that. That's just fucking bugs.
Yum.
Those are just bugs.
the good bugs.
I'm finding out that Shot Red likes nasty, fucking, disgusting food.
I mean, hey, technically, my people's is like from that Louisiana area. So what do you expect?
It's disgusting, dude. I will. I'm not a bug eater. I don't care. The crawfish,
I'll take
the
I'll
fucking
take the sea
lobsters, the shrimp, all that shit. Eat a
crab,
fucking
yeah, I'll
dick,
take all
bro,
that.
and I will never fucking eat that shit. That nasty. I don't care if it tastes like fucking pumpkin pie. I'm not eating that filthy motherfucker.
What about clams?
Hopefully-
Mollusks.
Nope.
You don't like
We'll eat
seafood?
is catfish.
I
What are
do
you
want to
doing,
taste
Shot-
crawfish.
What are you
at
doing
least
right
one
now,
time.
Shot Red?
Eating?
Yeah, I can hear it. You're eating the
My
fucking
bad.
crawfish, you fucking disgusting fuck.
Actually, teriyaki chicken.
Meow meow.
I was saying, are you eating it now? Like, are you eating some shrimp now? So.
Nah, funny thing is, I had
Those
shrimp
fucking
last
legs.
week.
Oh, I'm missing out, am I? Oh, I'm fucking missing. You know what?
Matt put the scared on him about the crawdads.
I'll just stick to cows and chickens, bro. That's all I. That's the only two animals I really. I mean, I'll eat some deer and elk, I guess, if I can get my hands on it. I'd try fucking. I would try fucking kangaroo.
So try a rodent.
Speaking of chicken, have you guys heard the thing that they're doing now, where they're actually creating some kind of new feed to make the yegg oak different colors and shit?
You know what? I noticed that when I traveled overseas to like the Middle East and some European countries, the yolks are like super yellow, like crazy neon yellow. Because I think they feed them. They don't feed them like corn and shit.
Well, apparently the feed they're going to feed them is going to make it like a weird, like orange tint or something.
Duck is good. Yes, duck. I would eat duck too. Duck is delicious. I
about
don't eat duck as
duck?
much as I do chicken. It's not as a common fucking dish around here. But
Was it duck or quail? I
had quail.
if I'm ever at an Asian, like a Chinese restaurant, and they have a dish called crispy duck,
or Peking duck.
No, not Peking, crispy duck. That's the one. You got to get the crispy duck because they fry it and they chop it up and they fry it again. It's like double fried duck because there's so much fat on the fucking duck that you got to kind of fucking cook it and render it down so that it's more edible. Otherwise, the Peking duck, the thing that sucks about that is how much fat is still on the fucking duck, you know? And you kind of like peel it off to get to the meat. It's gross. But on the crispy duck, that fat gets cooked down to almost nothing, and you don't have to peel nearly as much of it off, and you leave a little bit, and oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god.
It's kind of the same thing with goose. It's so greasy, you basically have to like just cut pieces off.
I never liked rabbit when I had it. I was like, it was too gamey tasting to me.
I've never had rabbit either.
Same.
You can breed meat. They're called meat rabbits is what it is, and it's certain different species of rabbits that are good for meat production. And if you do it domestically, they can be very, very good.
That's the same you say with catfish, because some people don't like raised catfish compared to wild catfish.
But then again, it wasn't deep fried. It was in a stew.
Yeah, and see, that's a different story as well. It depends how you're making it, I believe. I was actually watching something recently. It was some chick talking about her family's homestead and how they raise meat rabbits. And she was showing the difference between a rabbit and a chicken, and it's like 2 or 3 times the size.
Boil it, mash it, put it in a stew. What's taters, precious?
Taters.
It ruined it, stupid fat hobbit. Do you remember when Gollum caught the rabbit and brought it back to... Never mind.
I was about to say, were you quoting a movie line or something?
I was, but no one got it, so fuck me.
I know it.
Because I've literally never seen those fucking movies.
I just seen that movie. Taters? What's taters, Mr. Hobbit?
I'll go be gay by myself. Me and Shot Red will be gay together.
With some crab.
Okay, never mind. I'll be gay by myself.
I mean, I've seen those movies multiple times, but I couldn't quote a line from it to save my life.
I still stand by that The Hobbit is a better trilogy than Lord of the Rings. Fight me.
I disagree, but okay.
Yeah. Since they rushed the other movies.
I don't know, man. Especially the third movie, Return of the King, the extended version is like 5 fucking hours long, dude.
You mean with the fake out the fake out endings?
It's so long that like when it ends, you just want to fucking cheer. Like I wanted, like seriously, when I watched that the first time, by the time it was finally ending, and they did like the 17th fucking here's the story of Frodo. I was like, let the boat sink, let that fucking faggot ass fucking hobbit just like. Hopefully a fucking orc just jumps out of the boat and stabs him in the fucking neck. That'd be the best fucking ending right now. But no. He gets on the boat and sails to the undying lands so that he can live with the elves.
I remember I could never finish Ben-Hur. That was like 4 hours long. Like,
no,
God
funny you say that. I still ain't never. I don't think I still remember watching the whole thing of Ben Hur, and I know my dad has that fucking video. That fucking long ass intro.
I've never made it through The Godfather. Like, that's another like 3.5, 4 hour long movie. That everyone's like, oh my god, what a Godfather, what a Godfather, I love the Godfather.
The trilogy or the first one?
Any of them.
The first one I actually like. I really like it. I feel like you could just have that movie right there and just end it like that. 2, I know people said 2 is the best. You know, a lot of critics and stuff. And 3 is like whatever.
Yeah, everybody says that 3 is the worst.
Yep.
I had 3 on VHS a long time ago. I don't know if I ever finished that either. I don't know.
I've seen it on. I just haven't saw all those like extra editions.
Right. I probably did since I had the VHS, but I don't remember.
Back to back with the Rio Grande.
I was gonna ask any of y'all seen Sinners.
I did finish Zack Snyder's 4 hour edit.
Oh yeah, I ain't watched that. I don't even know if I want to watch that.
Snyder cut? That okay? Yeah. So if you watch the Justice League movie, it's gay. It sucks. It's bad. It's terrible. It's shitty. It's annoying. It's retarded. It's really not good. Really, 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 really not good. But you watch the Snyder cut. It's how the movie should have been, dude. I don't know why they didn't. It's actually good. It changes the entire story of the movie, granted, but it changes it to more of like what the comic book fucking like story actually is, and made it like saves the whole. Oh my god, the Snyder cut's good.
Well, answer me this, because I guess I kept hearing too, and I've seen some snippets of it. Isn't like the Snyder cut like a 4 hour movie or something?
I don't know how long it is.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 hours.
Because especially in today's world, they would never put that in the fucking theaters.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. Right, I remember watching the whole thing.
I haven't seen it yet.
Didn't they fix Superman's face too, so it wasn't CGI mouth?
4 minutes or 4 hours and 2 minutes is how long.
See, we were barely getting a 3 hour movie. You think they're gonna let that go? Mm-mm.
Yeah, because he had a beard for like a different movie, so they had to CGI his beard off or something like that.
Yeah, they had to.
But I think they fix that in the Snyder cut, like do some reshoots or something, so it wasn't like that.
They probably had to. I think so. I don't remember noticing it.
Oh, HBO Matt's out there. He says, a Corpus Christi SWAT cop cuffed me for 30 minutes because he couldn't handle someone doing an open carry within 100 feet of him. Tyrants.
That's wild.
I have been watching some of your videos, HBO Matt, lately. Crazy.
Well, at least you didn't become that Vincent Morin guy.
Yeah. It is 2A Taco Tuesday after all.
Did you guys hear about Glock fucking canceling a bunch of guns?
A month ago.
Yeah. Right now, I might not get the Glock 34 here. I'm kind of contemplating, should I get a Glock 34?
Oh, and now Illinois has introduced a bill to ban Glocks. So,
join the club.
Yep.
I feel like we should all leave our stupid, shitty fucking like California, Colorado, and Illinois. Like, see you later.
Yeah. Well, you already know I'm already leaving. It's just questions where I'm going to go.
Come to Ohio. We'll get a 5-bedroom house.
Nah. No, she don't like the cold. My girl don't like it. I've been to Ohio before, but you don't like it.
Is someone snoring right now?
Yep.
Okay, everyone quiet. Everyone quiet. No,
I think you probably.
Oh, it's Pat Riot.
We got our Duke.
It's Pat Wright.
We have our Duke.
A new Duke enters the ring.
New challenger.
Did you guys see that article the other day that was talking about every single horse that was in this year's Kentucky Derby is actually descended from Secretariat?
Didn't see it, but that's nice.
Yeah, it was really interesting. And I mean, it makes sense because you look at all those racehorses after they're done, and they literally have all their DNA done to like 50, 60 mares over this then.
Yep, either breeding or turning into glue.
Hey, did y'all talk about India, Pakistan yet?
We did a little bit in the beginning.
All right.
But go on. You have something you wanted to add?
No, I was just curious if you guys talked about it yet.
Yeah, I really don't know what's going on. I know that they both have nukes. I know that if they start nuking each other, like, well, whatever you do, just don't heat up the planet or cool it down. But
hopefully they're hydrogen-based nukes. So
yeah, that too.
Have you guys seen the updates to that Shiloh Hendricks story?
No.
Yeah, apparently like when she was originally doxxed, people were trying to death her at that point. Now they got people now trying to get her kids taken away by CPS and also threaten to kill her kids.
That's nothing new. People gonna do all the heinous tactics. Shit, I heard that from certain YouTubers.
And her Gibson Go right now is almost 750,000. So
no, she's at 727,000 right now.
It's crazy how there's a whole group of people in this country that if you just, not every individual within that group, obviously, but a whole bunch of them, if you just say a word, you can goat them into doing violent things. That's all you have to do is say one word, and then they feel justified in whatever actions they take after that. It's insane. I mean, you can call a white person every word in the book, right?
I have. Yep.
And you should, and that's okay because this is America. And we have a freedom of speech, and you don't have to like anybody, and you certainly don't have to like everybody. And if there's someone you don't like, you can call them names. That's kind of the thing about freedom of speech. You don't need free speech for speech that people agree with. You need free speech for stuff that is kind of risky. That's kind of that people don't like. So.
Well, the guy that confronted her at the park, it wasn't even like the father of the kid. He's like an illegal apparently, and he's like accused of sexual crimes.
Yeah, I heard he was a convicted pedophile.
He is a Somali plant that caught charges and was dropped by the DA because he was trying to molest like a 14 or 15-year-old girl, something like that.
Yeah, so they're like, why is he at the park?
Right.
Well, I think this whole story is just a sign of the times that we're in and how far the pendulum has swung the other way, to the point where, 10 years ago, if you had some white woman calling some kid the N-word at a park and it was like recorded, even if it wasn't true, everybody would dogpile on her. Everybody would be against her. There wouldn't be a fucking GoFundMe for anything. Not for her, right? But fast forward to today, people are so fucking fed up and tired of the racist shit being shoved down our throats constantly and being blamed for everything and yada, yada, yada. To the point where, like, someone says some racist shit and we're just like, you know what? Here's $5. I'm going to fucking, I don't even care.
Well, mind you, we're also dealing with other type of stupidity of people where, like, I know people doing that too is like, it's against a cancel culture thing. The other people who are against it don't see it that way, so you still count as racist no matter what way you want to flip it.
Well, there's several different aspects going on with it. Several people are saying it's to be anti-cancel culture. Other people are saying, it's because Carmelo Anthony's a piece of shit. Fuck that kid.
Well, yeah, I think a big part of it's a response to Carmelo Anthony. And if you look at the Carmelo Anthony Give, Send, Go, or whatever the fuck it's called, a lot of because like when you give $20, you can write a little message, right? A lot of the people who write messages are like, because I hate white people, or like, get another one next time. You know what I mean? Like, they're fucking, it's ideologically, racially motivated.
Yeah.
The ironic thing is, too, because of Shiloh's campaign now, And there was a bunch of people on there being like, yeah, fuck these fucking kids or whatever, and other things similar to that, or just being like, fuck Carmelo Anthony or whatever. It was the co-founder of Go Sun Go was like, we're going to shut off the comments on all campaigns now.
So you know that guy who he does that YouTube short, or he's done a couple of them, where he's got that little toy gun that has N-words on it, and then there's the two black kids who are like showing him their Glock or whatever, like, yeah, you should check out my gat. He's like, oh, you want to see my gat? You want to see my gat? And then he pulls it out and he pulls the trigger, and it's the flag that says N-words.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I know the guy.
I saw one when it was like a hardware store fake gun or some shit.
Yeah, it's not a gun. It's not even close to a gun.
That's the guy that dresses like Joker, right?
Yeah,
correct. He dresses like Joker, and it turns out I looked into this guy recently. It turns out he's like a big deal. Like a lot of people know about him in white supremacist circles.
Oh, nice.
And there's some like white supremacy YouTube channel thing. Not like YouTube, but like it's like White Tube or something. I don't know what the fuck it's called. And I didn't even know it existed. Do you guys know that there's like a white power YouTube?
No,
I know something close because it's a channel that I know me in Ohio seen. They actually did have a guy who was from that sphere talk about like, oh yeah, we watched this guy's video, and it's like one black dude talking about all the black crimes and shit.
The only thing I remember about the dude that's the Joker guy is that apparently he caught charges a couple years ago because he actually had firearms under disability.
I know on my X account in the For You section, I don't know why, but it's all full of white supremacist stuff.
I've got
like, what the hell what the hell I've been watching to get this?
I get a lot of the woke shit too, trust me, and mixed in there too.
Bit shoot.
It's not BitChute.
Oh yeah. They might as well put Rumble in there.
One of the very sad ones that happened this week, there was an off-duty cop here, a retired police officer here in Ohio who was doing traffic for graduation, who was killed by the father of some piece of shit who had been killed by the cops like a day or two before that.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not Odyssey. I can't remember what the fucking name. Dude, it was some shit. I'm like, this is a thing? And I clicked on it. I'm like, I guess this is a thing. And it was all like, I don't know, bro. It was all Hitler shit and stuff.
Yeah.
Not really pools that I swim in normally. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Well, we've been going for about an hour and a half, which is how long we normally go for the 2A Taco Tuesday chat. But do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we go?
His name was Vincent Morin.
His name was who?
Vincent Morin.
Vincent Moran. Who is Vincent Moran?
He was murdered by cops in Florida.
He was walking around wearing kit and open carrying in Florida, where open carry is illegal.
Unless you're fishing.
Unless you're fishing. So have a fishing pole with you as well. But basically the cops said, drop your gun, drop your gun, drop your gun, and then just they unloaded on him. At least they said drop your gun. They gave him like a chance. Most of the time they see a gun, they just start blasting you.
8 seconds from the time that they got out of the vehicle.
Dude, that's something that's like you could do Second Amendment auditing in Colorado. And in fact, it would probably be, if you were like going to do that kind of thing, the state to do it in, because there are on the books within the state of Colorado open carry laws, which means you can open carry whatever you want, right? But within the city and county of Denver, you cannot. So as long as you're not in Denver, you're not breaking the law. So you could go to the store, I could walk to to King Soopers or to Walmart or whatever with an AR-15 on my back on the side of the road just walking, and it would be 100% legal. But people would call the cops. The cops would show up. The cops would probably draw guns on you and freak the fuck out, and they might just shoot you for it. And that's why I've never wanted to do Second Amendment auditing in Colorado, because I just don't want to get shot.
Mm-hmm.
Except for all the mag bans. Yeah, well. And that's one of the gray areas in Colorado, right? Where technically they're not allowed to just arrest. Like, they have to have proof that you bought the magazine after the magazine ban in order to charge you with it or to arrest you for it. But tell that to a cop who's arresting you. You know what I mean? Like, now you got to fight it in court, and now your shit got confiscated. Now they fucking red flagged you, because that's another thing that they can do in Colorado. Now you're dealing with a whole set of fucking legal problems that probably aren't going to go away for years, and how much money you have to spend on a lawyer just to get out of trouble. And then maybe you could sue them at some point because they violated your rights, and maybe you could get some money back for it, which would be nice. Or maybe you're just dead and your kids don't have a father anymore, you know? So,
or I'm pretty sure you got the same way as how it is over here, like shooting, or your stuff is gone. Oh yeah, we grabbed all your guns. We don't know where it's at. It's like, sold or crushed and shit.
Speaking of bad shoots, that one out of Middletown, Ohio the other day, where the guy opened his apartment door with a gun in his hand and got caught by the cop immediately. Apparently, I guess they talked about that now and said that the cop is not being charged at all because the guy in question was supposedly committing some kind of domestic violence and was also drunk and high at the time.
I think I dropped the link to the YouTube video of the Vincent Moran guy in the private chat.
Okay.
At least I tried.
The link works. It's for Police Incidents channel, if anyone hasn't checked them out before.
Jesus Christ. Yep. That's something we cannot show on YouTube right there.
Oh,
is that bad, huh?
Yeah, the guy dies, so if you can't show them a person dying, then yeah, no.
Well, you can't show someone getting actively shot by police. That's certainly
the second officer that shoots him after he's already on the ground just like paints him all over the sidewalk.
Where'd you post this?
Dude, his gun is on the ground feet from him, and they're still shooting.
Dude, he stood statue still while that first cop just mag dumped at him.
And
he didn't break any laws that I could see.
Just open carrying in Florida.
Can you open carry in Florida?
Dude, how many times did they shoot him before he reacted too? Because they shot him like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 7 times, something like that, before he dropped his gun and fell.
Right.
Crazy, dude. Again, we can't show that on YouTube.
The other link that I threw in there, it's an online thing for what you were just talking about at the very beginning of the chat.
Why are you gay?
Calvin says it still won't let me super chat. YouTube won't let you super chat? Well, that's gay. God damn it. All right. Well, on that note, literally, we'll see you guys next time. Deuces, y'all shall not pee in fridge. To pressure, Batacath care, prick the troops. 2 words, made in America. And we'll see y'all next time. Deuces, y'all. Beep. I hate you.
Drink water.
Y'all be nice.
Anytime now.
You got me so.
Oh, wait, the Honda leave? Oh, okay, there you go. Right.
Fuck you all. Fucking good night.
I want to talk to you, motherfucker. Call me. Call me. Call me.